mentioned many times. He mentions. He said that what he says. From Ava, it comes down to Kelim, Mekelim, Sheinim. He says he brings it down in different vessels, Limud HaTorah, Mitzvahs, because this is where he remains connected to Hashem. So Al Yedei Zeh Nasa Aliyas HaNeshama, together with that there's also an elevation for the Neshama. Al Yedei Zeh Nasa Aliyas HaNeshama B'mayil Al Yena Yeseh. The Neshama has experiences a higher elevation, higher yet Masher Hoysa Kedem Yiridas Elamata. Because it's like a spring that once it comes on here Lamata, so then the backfire from this physical world and from the experience of Nefesh Abamis, it gets the Neshama at a higher point than it had prior to its descent. So this is all, the Alter Rebbe says, in a healthy way. When everything is healthy, everything is normal, and there were no defects, there was nothing lacking on the part of the person. So the Alter Rebbe says, Omnam kol zehu kifi shetzorech liyas, as it should be. When it's not so, so a person has to do repairs, has to do repentance, has to do redemption with his own neshama. Al zeh ksiv tziyim b'mishpat yipada v'shaveh b'tzedakah. The tziyin hu loshen siman. Tziyin is a sign, a symbol. V'kol yaletzam haneshama. It is a siman is not something which is big in size. A little sign is called a siman. Al derech, like it's mentioned in the Beis Hamikdash, that in order to have a siman on certain inyanim, they just marked one letter, and that was a siman. We had it last week in the Rambam. If a person writes one letter, if it's chayev on such a melacha in Shabbos when he writes only one letter, but if the letter is a siman, it seems like it's more significant. So even if it's one letter, but it's an abbreviation of something, it already signifies a certain word. So the etzem haneshama is referred to a siman. Why is it so? Because the etzem haneshama in a sense is also like one nekuda, like one dot. She'avedas etzem haneshama hu berusa deliva shelamayla metam vadas. It is with the desire, the deep desire of a person's neshama that's higher than understanding. V'hu ha'ava dev'chol meidecha. This is the ava without limitations. U'mashe nikras b'shem tziyim meloshen siman. Why is the etzem haneshama, the essence of the neshama, referred to as tziyim meloshen siman? Iyaf sheleimar she'asiman u'aleides v'giluyim. We can't say that the siman signifies or symbolizes the revelations. Sharei hasiman u'adover shelamayla mimenu, and something that's higher than that. U'meyachash haneshamas ola b'machshava. Since the neshamas were all, that says they were taken in consideration before the creation, taken in consideration by Hashem. Ve'im lemayla yesem ha'malachim, and they are much greater and higher than the malachim. So we can't say that the neshamas of this physical world signify only revelation. Siman is the inyan that the neshamas here lamata signify atzmos, his essence. Through the aveda, through the ava, through the love that a person has higher than his limitations, which is called his self-sacrifice, which is higher than his understanding. This is the vessel and the channel through which they draw down atzmos, which is higher than his chain of creation. Because as much as a person gives, this is how much it is given, drawn down from above. If a person brings out in himself a limitation, an aveda with a limitation, so he receives from Lamaila, from above, also a revelation with a restriction, with a limitation. Shafi gives more than his potential. So then also he receives from above also a revelation which is higher than limitations. It is still considered a siman. It's not with the whole infinite state that it finds itself in. In comparison to the infinite and the higher spheres, it is still with limitation. It finds itself in the goof and it has its limitations, hakbalas. What is the proof of that? Because if he compares himself to someone else, someone that's greater than him, somebody that understands more than him and deeper than him, what is considered by him infinite, Blätter was dazu.